And you are live now.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to one and all. Welcome to the first ever edition of SATTE GenX, South Asia's first virtual travel exhibition. My name is Akshay Kumar. I am the senior correspondent for Travel Trends today, and I'll be your master of ceremonies. Over the years, SATTE has been the leading platform for travel trade fraternity in this region. SATTE is now not just an exhibition, but an institution which has become a growth engine for the tourism sector. This year, the entire industry is witnessing a major turbulence, but we shall bounce back strongly. SATTE GenX is one such out of the box solution which will play a key role in the revival of this sector. To each one of you present with us, we are extremely grateful for your continued faith in us and are delighted to see such an encouraging response for our first ever virtual exhibition, SATTE GenX. To begin the day orderly, let's first invoke the presence of the Almighty. Can we have the Ganesh Vandana, please?
Purushaya vidmahe Vakratundaya dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat Purushaya vidmahe Vakratundaya dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat Purushaya vidmahe Vakratundaya dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat
Thank you so much. We would like to showcase a little bit more about Informa Markets, what we do. Can we have the Informa Markets corporate video, please? Up next, can we have the Informa Markets India corporate video, please?
At Informa Markets, great conversations enable rewarding market connections. Informa Markets.
Thank you so much. Further, welcome all our guests on behalf of Informa Markets India and SATTE GenX. May I please invite Mr. Yogesh Mudras, Managing Director, Informa Markets India. Mr. Mudras has been associated with Informa Markets India for close to a decade now. Please, Mr. Mudras.
Thanks, Akshay. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone present with us here on this momentous occasion, the debut of digital inauguration of Informa Markets in India's SATTE GenX, South Asia's premium virtual trade exhibition, travel trade exhibition. This comes from the stable of SATTE, South Asia's largest travel and tourism exhibition, as you all know. This two-day virtual expo will bring together the world's leading travel and tourism companies, including international and state tourism boards, eminent speakers, a knowledge forum, and unparalleled networking opportunities under the most advanced digital ecosystem. So please join me today, first of all, in welcoming the galaxy of dignitaries who have joined us from the travel and trade domain for this inauguration. I would firstly like to welcome Shri Prahlad Singh Patel, Honorary Minister of Tourism for India. Shri Mansukh Mandaviya ji, thank you so much, sir, Honorary Minister for Shipping, who have joined us here today. Dr. Abdulla Mausoom, who is Honorary Minister for Tourism for Maldives. Mr. Theoharis, Minister of Tourism for Greece. Mr. Maneck Dawar, Chairman, SEPC, Services Export Promotion Council. Jyoti Mayal, Vice Chairman, Faith. Mr. Subhash Goyal, Honorary Secretary, Faith. And Mr. MP Bezbaruah, Secretary General, HAI. And also my colleague, Pallavi Mehra, Group Director and Publisher, Informa Markets in India. Coming to the travel and tourism industry, we know that it has been one of the most impacted sectors due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and is predicted to be one of the last ones to revive. During the challenging times, SATTE, with its new digital initiative, is offering an opportunity to the stakeholders of the industry to conduct business from the location of their choice in order to connect with the target audience. SATTE GenX is part of industry's broader plan to gradually reopen the travel, tourism, and hospitality sector. The digital event will be part of Informa Market in India's virtual P2B celebration, a powerful array of digital expos and e-conferences in the month of September till mid-October 2020. This initiative of virtual B2B celebration will help the relevant communities and businesses overcome the limitations of lockdown, achieve business goals, and provide a powerful edge as the economy readies itself to get back on track. This year, thankfully, the 27th edition of SATTE was held in January before India got hit by the pandemic. And it pleases me to inform you that the 2021 edition has now been scheduled for 24th to 26th of March at IEML in 2021, Greater Noida, especially after the government has given a nod to kickstarting exhibitions, B2B, business-to-business exhibitions with Unlock 5.0. For SATTE GenX, we are delighted with the strong support that we have received from our exhibitors and international and Indian travel trade associations, especially at a time where commercial operations cannot be initiated. This speaks volumes of how the sector is keen to bounce back and sees India as uniquely placed to provide experiential tourism, which will be hallmark of the post-COVID-19 era, given the human nature to explore, especially after having been locked down. The virtual expo will be seeing an exciting lineup of conferences and will also host a series of sessions, discussions, and presentations on impactful and trending topics in this domain, especially on ways to bounce back. I would also once again like to thank all the invaluable stakeholders and a specific thanks to all the dignitaries who have connected with us here online today for their support, encouragement, and recommendations that they have always given us. And we hope to host our SATTE 2021 in March soon. Thank you so much and have great 2 business days ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Before introducing our next speaker, may I please welcome Mr. Mansukh Mandaviya ji, Minister of Shipping, Government of India, who is amongst us. A very warm welcome, sir.
Jay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Our next speaker is the Vice Chairman of Federation of Associations in Indian Tourism and Hospitality. She is also currently serving as the President of Travel Agents Association of India. May I please welcome Ms. Jyoti Mayal, Vice Chairman, Faith. Over to you, Ms. Mayal.
Thank you. Thank you, Akshay. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and respected dignitaries. It's really a great pleasure to be amongst you here, and I would like to thank SATTE for giving me this opportunity. SATTE GenX, the virtual exhibition with 122 exhibitors from international countries and domestic stakeholders and cross-section industry partners under the SEPC Pavilion and Cruise Pavilion, which I've been told, will certainly be a great opportunity for the travel trade fraternity from India and overseas to reconnect and re-network after a long lockdown to overcome this crisis of a century. A crisis which has made us think and restructure ourselves. Yes, I'm Jyoti Mayal, and I'm humbled that I wear multiple hats. Vice Chairperson of Faith, President of Travel Agents Association of India, Chairperson of Tourism and Hospitality Skill Council. And we at all levels have been working very diligently with a unilateral voice and putting our demands across to all concerned ministries and bodies like ITA, airlines, and all the ministries concerned to support the industry. On this platform, I'd like to reinforce that we've asked the government to support our cause by supporting us in getting moratoriums, rebates, reliefs, refunds from airlines, incentivized tourism, salaries from our employees, for our employees, waiver of GST, TCS, and other taxes, and all the issues that are really damaging us right now. We are all aware of the status of the travel, tourism, and hospitality industry. There are no words to describe the situation. The industry is in despair, frustrated, depressed, and grappling to survive. And it's all over. It's not only in India. Indian tourism and hospitality industry is staring at a 15 lakh crore loss and potential job loss of about 3.8 crores, which is around 70% of the total workforce, direct and indirect. When a catastrophe like this occurs, the travel, tourism, hospitality is the first to be hit and last to revive, as I just heard someone say. We all know that COVID-19 is global and a huge calamity. We are also aware the government hasn't helped or supported the most important and devastated industry, though they have acknowledged many times that we are worst hit. They are also aware that 9.2% of the GDP in India is established by our strength. So shall we close our businesses because the government doesn't help us? No. And I actually take this platform to say it very strongly. I say we are resilient. We need to collectively see that each one of us survives to revive. We have seen difficult times earlier, and we must instill confidence in each other to emerge stronger. Let us all stand united to support our industry, our community, our family. Let us collectively support the efforts established, and let's selflessly cooperate with each other. Believe in yourself. You're braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you imagine is something that I grew up with my parents always saying this. I continue to say new norms, policies of travel need to be structured to be adopted currently and post-COVID-19 for the development of tourism for the future. The demographic of a traveler and the tourism industry needs to be re-looked into. Restoring traveler confidence and stimulating demand with new, safe and clean labels for the sector, information apps for visitors and domestic tourism promotion campaigns. Two things very important would be first, preparing comprehensive tourism recovery plans to rebuild destinations And second, to encourage innovation like such of SATTE GenX and investment and rethink the tourism sector to support innovation in MSMEs to ensure stronger long-term economic resilience. We need to consider the longer-term implication of the crisis while staying ahead of the digital curve, supporting the low-carbon transition and promoting the structural transformation needed to build a stronger, more sustainable and resilient tourist economy. The crisis is an opportunity to rethink tourism for the future. Measured and coordinated policy action at the local, national, and international level in order to protect people while minimizing job losses and business closures in the immediate and long term. We need to put in practice RT-PCR and antigen testing to promote travel and open flights beyond air bubbles. I would certainly like to put on record the sincere and strong support by Ministry of Tourism under the aegis of Honorable Minister Shri Prahlad Singh Patel ji, Secretary, JS, DG, ADG, and all other officials who have risen to the occasion, going all out to establish Dekho Apna Desh, new tourism, national tourism policy, special tourism zones, and much more. I would like to end by saying I strongly believe in the 3 C's, the 3 C's to stay ahead at all times: cooperation, collaboration, and consideration, to build the 3 S's of tourism: safe, secure, and sustainable. I would like to once again thank everyone for listening to me patiently, SATTE to partner with TAI and Faith, and my special appreciation goes to Yogesh, Pallavi, and the entire team of Informa Markets. I wish you great success. Keep innovating and supporting the industry of travel, tourism, and hospitality. Have a wonderful interaction to all who are listening today and tomorrow to build a very strong future. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your special insights into the tourism sector. Our next speaker is a leading figure of our industry. He is counted amongst the travel fraternity's foremost spokesperson. He has been associated with SATTE since its very inception, and we are grateful for his support for the debut edition of SATTE GenX. May I please call upon Mr. Subhash Goyal, Honorary Secretary, Faith.
Good morning, namaskar. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. 28 years ago, when I was president of the Indian Association of Tour Operators, I had a dream. After coming back from WTM London, I said, why can't we in India organize something where the small and medium operators who cannot afford to go to London for WTM or ITB Berlin, that we have a show in India which every state can participate and the smallest of the tour operator can participate. So we, along with Naveen and some of us, got together and we started SATTE, which is South Asia Tourism Exchange. And I'm very happy that what started as a dream, what started as a small organization is today South Asia's largest travel show and most successful buyer-seller meet. Friends, not only we would like it to be South Asia's biggest, we want it to be one of the world's biggest, parallel to or even bigger than ITB and WTM. I think we have achieved a lot, but we have miles to go ahead because India is the center of Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia, and Europe and America. So India should be the virtual trade exhibition center of the world. And I'm very happy that, SATTE has started today this virtual event and we can have participation from all over the world. Having said that, I fully support the demands and the issues which my colleague Jyoti has put up. I don't want to repeat those issues. I would like to focus on the positive side of what is happening in India. Firstly, I would request you not to believe the media, because what the media is saying is like a cricket match. Every day they are showing, so many people testing negative of COVID and all. Friends, the other day the Civil Aviation Minister was addressing CNN and he put some very important statistics. He said out of 1.3 billion people, if you take the death rate in India, it's the lowest in the world. It is less than 1%. But, ek hawa create kara gaya hai as if India is collapsing. Secondly, the recovery rate in India is the highest in the world. It is 84%. So I would appeal to all the media that is watching this event that please give the positive side, give the side where how many people have recovered. As far as FAITH, which is the federation of all the 10 apex associations, is concerned, we have taken, and I'm thankful to the Tourism Ministry, the Honorable Minister, Secretary, DG, they have taken our voice right till the Prime Minister, and I'm sure something positive will happen. We have hope on SEIS because this is something which the government has committed, and we have already shared this with our customers. Frankly speaking, you see, today another big achievement of FAITH is that earlier anyone coming to India, whether on repatriation flights or other flights, there was 7-day quarantine in the hotels and 7-day at home. So we took up the issue, and we are thankful to the Honorable Civil Aviation Minister, Tourism and Health Minister, that they listened to our demand that if you have a negative vaccine, then there is no need for quarantine, compulsory quarantine in hotels. You can have a self-quarantine at home. And this has enabled a lot of people who were not able to come to India. We are also thankful for the air bubbles. Virtually, we have now an open sky with the US, with UK, many countries of Europe, and also we have started with Middle East and Africa. And slowly, I think, and surely, I hope that we will have normal flights soon. And more important than that is e-visa should start. We have requested e-visas not only for business, but also for virtual, and subsidy which was given for international conferences should also be given for virtual conferences like this one, because this is the new normal, and we will have to learn to live with this disease like we live with flu. Flu is not curable, but we learn to live with it. So this disease, we have to learn to live with it. We have requested all the states, and I think I'm happy that the Cabinet Secretary has also sent a circular that we must have a uniform quarantine policy in all these states so that there is a free movement of people with negative vaccine to travel within states. So as far as India is concerned, a few million people have already been traveling domestically, and more or less all cities are being connected. The metros and the railways have partially started, and I'm sure that life is going to come back to normal, and we will not only learn to live with this disease, but we are going to overcome, and we will win over. And like other countries, India is also on the verge of having the final test runs for the vaccine, and I'm sure we will be successful. Friends, I would like to once again express my deep sense of gratitude and sincere thanks. I feel very proud and humbled that as one of the founders of SATTE, today SATTE has become a force to reckon with. Today SATTE is playing a very important role in reviving not only Indian tourism, but reviving Indian economy. So I wish you all the best, and I wish on behalf of the tourism industry and all the 10 organizations that I represent, a very, very successful virtual SATTE, and congratulations to the entire team of SATTE for having done this virtual event. We are there with you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Goyal ji, for your kind words. Before calling upon the next speaker, I would like to mention that we have Mr. Abdulla Mausoom, Minister of Tourism for Maldives, amongst us. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's indeed a pleasure to be joining this event.
Thank you so much, sir. So next, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. MP Bezbaruah, Secretary General, Hotel Association of India. Mr. Bezbaruah is also the former Tourism Secretary, Government of India, former Chairman of PATA. The World Tourism Organization has appointed him as the honorary permanent representative in recognition of his valuable contribution made to the development of tourism. Please, Mr. Bezbaruah.
Yeah, thank you very much for your introduction. Honorable ministers, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure again to be back in a SATTE event. This event is taking place at a very unusual time. But I think this is a very significant time also where SATTE can play a very big role, because this is a time for laying foundation for the new journey that we have ahead of us. I would say, Mr. Goyal and Mrs. Mayal has talked about of this industry's perspective. I would just like to take you through a few thoughts which I like to share. There is no doubt that tourism will bounce back as it did after 9/11, as it did after SARS, as it did after tsunami and the financial meltdown. It has been pointed out quite often that when the revival takes place, it will be stimulated by domestic tourism of short, safe journeys by road. There is no doubt that a very large section of the people who will make that happen, the small and medium enterprises in the hotels, in the tourism sector, everywhere, they will play a vital role, but they are still struggling for survival. And it has been already mentioned about their problems, what the government are taking steps to remove those problems of liquidity, for credit guarantee, for relaxation of numerous compliances and license requirements, etc. I hope those things will be sorted out and they will be soon back to lead the journey for the new tourism. MOT's Ministry of Tourism's draft tourism policy has a very ambitious but a possible target of reaching 3.6 billion domestic tourism visits during the next 5 years. Their Dekho Apna Desh is a very big initiative. But to achieve this objective, we must do a lot of things. And first of that is to create sustainable destinations. We must try to spread tourism beyond the known urban-centric and the tangible heritage-based tourism to the areas beyond the metropolis, in the rural areas, based on intangible heritage of lifestyle, culture, cuisine, craft, art, and above all, people-centric. We can start with development of destinations within 3 to 5 hours journeys for each of the urban metropolis or urban conglomeration, so that they have somewhere to go. If we add a touch of enterprise and imagination to all the history, all the mythology, nature, wildlife, other attractions that we have all around our countryside, I think we can create 1,000 destinations in no time that will provide the most important requirement of new tourism, that is a different experience. Naturally, it will lead to what is going to be the new norm. And the new norm is rural tourism, responsive tourism, safe, clean, healthy destinations, and tourism experiences which are off the beaten track. We'll, of course, need a lot of infrastructure development. We have to go a big way to develop wayside amenities. We have to create international standards, road signages. We have to improve road communication, and more particularly, the last mile connectivity, which is a major problem in India for the destinations. We have to give attention to all these things. When such tourism takes off, there will be demand for clean and affordable accommodation outside the metropolis. And that will be a big demand. To make that happen within a short time, a lot of enterprise and a lot of support and a lot of incentives will be needed for the hotel industry beyond the 5-star and luxury capacity categories. The hotel's support will be crucial for building the destination. Hotel Association of India, of course, will be there to lead and help in any way that we can to make that happen. We have to also think of innovative ways of outside-the-box solutions. Some of these, like, for example, we can think of drive-in camping sites around the destinations, which can change quite a lot the atmosphere of destinations in the country. But above all, it is a time to look at and plan for extending the horizon of domestic tourism to make it regional, and where SATTE has a big role. When I talk of regional, I am thinking of road journeys that is possible in India to by nearby destinations, just like domestic journeys to Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and of course also to Maldives and Sri Lanka. We have the incredible jewel of the Buddhist circuits, which can bind many of these countries together, and that can be something we have to perhaps exploit. People in Meghalaya, for example, just look at Bangladesh nearby as just a journey across the border for a few hours. And we have to do. People in the northeast for Bhutan is just next door. And similarly, I think well-planned and coordinated regional tourism can be the win-win opportunity presented by the pandemic. And that will change, like Europe. All the international journeys within the countries, of course, are almost like domestic journeys in India. So we have to do that, the regional tourism, so that everyone in the region benefits, we benefit, and we have more destinations and more income and employment for the people. I hope SATTE will lead that journey. Thank you very much, SATTE, for again being in the forefront of a tourism recovery effort, and for all that you have been doing over the years, and wish you all the best and wish everyone participating a good time ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bezbaruah, for your insights and suggestions for the ministry. Up next, we have an eminent dignitary from the media world, Mr. Maneck Dawar, Chairman, Services Export Promotion Council. He has over 38 years of experience in print journalism and publishing. Apart from SEPC, he is also an independent director of Export Credit Guarantee Corporation.
Akshay, sorry. May I request you to end the introduction here, please? I think what you have said is enough. There are ministers who are waiting.
Sure.
And I think it would not be correct to go on with a brief introduction. One line is more than enough. I have, in fact, instructed my office not to give a long CV. So thank you very much for your introduction. Thank you very much to Informa Markets for taking this initiative of organizing SATTE. And from the Services Export Promotion Council, we are indeed honored to participate in this event. The moment Informa approached me, started speaking about themselves, and I have known Informa for a long time, even in its previous incarnation as UBM, I immediately agreed, because in SEPC, we are committed to supporting the services export industry, and also in that term, the domestic services. And we represent about 14 champion sectors and all services. But our main focus, our main membership is from travel and tourism. I know the pain which the travel tourism, the aviation industry is going through. We are also peripherally involved as my company prints in-flight magazines. So we know what the pain that is going through, but today, listening to industry veterans, Ms. Mayal, Mr. Goyal, of course, who is the doyen of the trade, and I have been privileged to know him in the past, and I've even with him visited Japan after the tsunami. We had a very good time. And Mr. Bezbaruah, of course, and the wealth of their experience, the positivity which they have brought to the table, is really something which we all, in a sense, should be proud of, because we all know the pressures that this industry is going through, and we all know that it will take a very long time. It will take a very long time for this industry to come back. From the SEPC point of view, we have been constantly representing all services, but especially travel and tourism. And I can share that in our interaction with the Commerce Minister, Shri Piyush Goyal, he himself has expressed a lot of concern. And I also do agree that the government has not done as much as it should for this sector. As far as SEPC is concerned, we have put aside 5 crores of rupees to promote stressed sectors in times of crisis. For this event itself, we have created our own pavilion, And we have given 75 of our members space here at no cost to them. We have borne all the costs for this. We are also in the same way providing incentives for our members for an event called MIPCOM, which is for media and entertainment, and which was being held every year at Cannes. So we are very committed to this industry. While there are green shoots visible, and I can see them in the number of passengers traveling and the hotels, especially in tourist destinations, opening up to domestic tourism, there is lots to be done. And we estimate that it will take anywhere between 6 to 8 quarters for industry to bounce back to pre-COVID levels. For that, we have been in constant communication with the Commerce Ministry, have made many representations that the Services Export Incentive Scheme, which has still not been announced for the year 1920, be announced at the earliest, and then that a sector like travel and tourism, sectors like medical healthcare and education be not given any cap, and their SEIS benefits for the year 2019 and 20 should be given to them, and at the earliest. We are still awaiting a revert from the ministry. The matter is between the Ministry, Department of Revenue, and once again, I am using this platform, I am using this forum to request the government to implement this at the earliest. SEPC is also trying to impress not only upon the government, but overall the importance of services to the domestic, not only to the domestic market, but also to the international market. Services accounts for almost 55% of our GDP and is a huge labor-intensive, is a huge employer. Services exports are over $220 billion, the last figures that we have. And we have got a net export of about $80 billion. But yet the services sector is not getting the recognition that it deserves from the government. And that is where all of us have to work together to impress upon the government the importance of services. We have also mentioned that services in common perception, especially for exports, is largely IT. But that is not so. Whereas IT is about $80 billion, the rest, $120, $130 billion is other sectors. And tourism and travel plays a very important part in this. I think it is almost $28 billion as an exchange earner. Further, we have tried to impress that services does not necessarily mean intellectual capabilities only. There is a lot of physical infrastructure which has to be invested in. And more so in the case of travel and tourism, as there are hotels which have to be built, there are other infrastructure of food and beverage which has to be invested in. The same goes for healthcare, where there are hospitals to be invested in, and for educational institutions. Having said all this, I must once again compliment SATTE. I must once again compliment the people from the travel industry who have spoken before me. I was very impressed by their positivity in this very difficult of times. And I can assure them of all support from SEPC, not only as far as SATTE is concerned, GenX is concerned, but any other proposal that they may have to promote international tourism. SEPC will definitely support. SEPC will take this matter to the various sectors of government, including Ministry of Tourism. But the way the tourism industry is, and my friend Mr. Subhash Goyal is, I don't think they, in a sense, require the help of SEPC with the government, but we will certainly supplement their efforts. Thank you once again, all of you, and once again, Informa for having SEPC as your partner. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dawar. Before introducing our next speaker, I would like to mention that we have Mr. Theoharis, Minister of Tourism, Greece amongst us. Welcome, sir.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me here and also creating this important forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We have amongst us some noted dignitaries from the world travel and tourism market. Our next speaker started his career in the year 1985 as an administrative officer at the Department of Tourism, Maldives. Further, he has headed the Maldives Tourism Promotion Board and played an instrumental role in the tsunami tourism recovery campaign of the Maldives. Prior to his appointment as the Minister of Tourism, he was the High Commissioner of Maldives to Singapore, New Zealand, and designated High Commissioner to Australia. May I please welcome Mr. Abdulla Mausoom, Minister of Tourism, Maldives. Please, sir.
Sorry, I just lost you there, so I didn't get the voice just now.
Yes, sir. Your voice is clear. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the invitation to be part of SATTE. I welcome all the distinguished participants from across the globe. I see that the technology has brought us very close, even though we are very far. It gives me a great pleasure to be part of this very important exhibition, travel and tourism exhibition. SATTE has been a very prominent exhibition for Maldives. We have been there many times. And this time also, we are taking part in the exhibition with a very good heart, knowing that these challenging times is for everyone, but working together, we can overcome these challenging times. It's really very encouraging that we are having this exhibition, even though virtually, that tell us that technology is the way forward. Virtual platforms has given us a better opportunity now. Economically, also in other aspects, with virtual platforms, I think tourism industry will be able to use it as a stronger tool for networking, for marketing and promotion, and even for business to business meetings, and making things much faster, more efficient. But perhaps it may not be the best news for the airlines. But given these times, I think virtual platforms are giving us a better opportunity to do business in a new way. Maldives has got a lot of challenges. You know, our economy is dependent on tourism. Tourism is the only industry we have. Of course, we have fisheries and other industries, but tourism is our main industry. And the fact that we were hit very bad is not surprising. When the COVID situation brought the whole world, travel and tourism industry, to a near standstill, Maldives was really hard hit, very hard hit. So because of Maldives, because Maldives never have another economic activity, especially a domestic economy, we had to find a new way. We have to find a better way. So the best we could do was to figure out a way to open the economy, let the tourism begin. So President, His Excellency Ibrahim Mohammed Solih, made a very brave and bold decision, together with the industry partners, to open our borders. So on 15th July, our borders were opened. When we opened our borders, the uttermost priority was for the safety. So we had to design the tourism model to operate within the parameters of safety for tourist safety, for staff, and safety for the local community. So in this regard, we have opened and we are moving on. It is made possible only with the undivided, very good support from the industry partners, from the airlines, from the hotels, from all the tourism facilities and service providers. We have made some progress over the last 2.5 months since we opened our borders. Many of the hotels and resorts are in operation now. Much will open in the coming days. Out of 51,000 beds in the Maldives, we have got 25,000 beds ready for operation. Safari vessels. Our guest house sector, which is the new sector that is taking tourism to the people, the local community, they are set to open on 15th October. And this is also another test for us. Without compromising the safety of tourist staff and the local community, we are going to take tourism to the local people with very high standards and safety protocols. And these are again made only possible with total participation, dedication from the tourism partners. Our arrivals and we are celebrating the most number of arrivals on a single day. We reached the 1,000 daily arrival target on 2nd October. So we have to thank our airlines and tourists and industry partners for making that possible. We see more borders are opening in the coming days. Especially the biggest challenge we have is the return home quarantine. Negative PCR test that is mandatory for the arrivals to Maldives is helping us with that, and exit negative PCR is also working towards that. We hope that coming days will be good for us, and we hope that 2021 that we should be able to welcome the new year in a jubilant mood. Of course, exhibitions like SATTE is the platform that will take us to the next level. We are very happy that the organizers have managed to pull this through, even these difficult times. We are not very sure, none of us are very sure of the path ahead. Definitely it will not be easy, but we recognize that this is an opportunity for us to be doing business in a new way. Our object should be to enhance result-oriented initiatives, plan ahead, and for planning we need certainty, but certainty is not the word of the day. We work in an uncertain environment, but hoping that things will get better. Positive outcomes of faster testing and more affordable testing would be definitely a way forward. I wish all the participants of the exhibition success. This is a very good endeavor. I thank organizers for inviting me and the initiative that you have taken on this difficult time. The connectivity of the industry is the key factor for the success, and the traditional method where we are networking face to face, very close, in very close proximity is not here today, but nonetheless, we are very close, though we are afar. Wish all of you a very successful exhibition, and we are happy to be part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mausoom, for such a wonderful speech. Before introducing the next dignitary, I would like to welcome Shri Prahlad Singh Patel ji, Union Minister for Tourism, Government of India. Namaste, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Up next, we have another international dignitary amongst us, Mr. Haris Theoharis, Minister of Tourism, Greece. Mr. Theoharis has held high-ranking positions in companies of the private sector in Greece and abroad, and has also worked in startup companies. He has served as a Secretary General for Information and is known for introducing new digital services to assist the public and helping reduce bureaucracy, as well as the costs resulting from it. Leading from the forefront, he is set to take Greece tourism to the next level. Please, Mr. Theoharis.
Hello, and thank you again for inviting me to this important forum. As you know, both for both our countries, for India and for Greece, travel industry is a very important industry. But this is true throughout the world. The travel industry is an industry that has helped fuel the growth in the past years, and unfortunately is one of the most hard-hit industries during this time of crisis. This has forced us to start thinking out of the box and to try to think of how we can realign the practices with the new normality of COVID-19. Greece, as many other countries, has opened during the summer its borders, utilizing a number of initiatives in order to be able to do so. The first is the protocols, health protocols for every situation, together with the training and the auditing that is required to ensure that businesses comply. The second is an innovative testing regime at the borders with online passenger locator forms that allow us to target testing to ensure the safety of the travelers and of the citizens alike. And the third is monitoring dynamically the situation to ensure that we make the necessary changes to the measures that we take, keeping everybody safe. This has been a very, very difficult year for everyone in the travel industry, so it's very hopeful that we see this kind of initiatives like today's initiative that brings people together in order to exchange ideas and ways forward, both for the short-term or medium-term period where these medical solutions will not be there, so we will have to modify the way we've been working, but also for the long-term solutions that are required in order to look into the tourism of the 21st century. I'm very glad to say that I visited recently India, a market which for us is strategic and very, very important to develop because it's a market of many tourists that go abroad. But also it's a market of two nations that share same sense of history, a long past, and a tradition that spans centuries. It was very fortunate for me to see my counterpart, the tourism minister, the Honorable Prahlad Singh Patel, that I'm very glad to see here as well. Namaste, and it was a great meeting that we had in India, and I hope that we manage to meet again very soon from face to face. Greece stands ready as soon as the conditions allow it to open our arms and see people from India, as well as promote India to Greeks that want to travel abroad. So this is going to be our strategic focus, and this is, if you like, the promise that the Greek Ministry of Tourism will be there to help all the businesses that want to promote the touristic flow between the two countries. And especially important is to encourage, and I hope that both governments will do so, to encourage direct connectivity between Greece and India, which will allow more tourists to come to both countries, and it will make traveling to the two countries easier. So I wish you great success. I thank you for the invitation, and I hope that the years and decades to come will prove to be golden decades for Greece-India relationship and Greece-India tourism approach. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Theoharis. Next, I would like to invite our very own Shri Mansukh Mandaviya ji, Minister of State for Shipping, Government of India, a great support to the cruise tourism in India. Focused on developing port infrastructure, under his able leadership, India's cruise tourism is set to sail high. He is also Minister of State for Chemical and Fertilizer. Mandaviya ji has been a member of various parliamentary committees such as the Committee on Petroleum, Natural Gas, Chemicals and Fertilizers, Select Committee of Rajya Sabha, on Real Estate Bill and National Welfare Board for Seafarers. May I please welcome Shri Mandaviya ji. Unmute, sir.
Ji, namaste. Myself is audible?
Yes, sir, clear.
Yes, thank you. Namaste. I'm very happy to SATTE GenX platform and join my good friend, Excellency Minister of Tourism, Prahlad Singh ji, and also join to Minister of Tourism Maldives, Excellency Mr. Abdulla Mausoom, or Minister of Tourism Greece, Excellency Mr. Theoharis, and Mr. Maneck, Dawar, Mr. PM Bezbaruah, and all dear participants on this event. Since inception of the government, Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji desired to develop a right ecology for cruise in India. As a result, the government has taken a number of decisions for the cruise industries. We tried to bring all the stakeholders like ports, immigration, tourism board, port health department, custom department, taxation body, port security, tour operators, shipping agent, etc. On a common platform, this exercise has helped us to remove the major bottleneck of the industries. Due to policy support by Shipping Ministry since 2014, the number of calls made by cruise ships in India has increased from 128 in 2015-16 to 593 in 2019-20. The right policy environment and infrastructure for the growth of cruise shipping and tourism will be provided. We are developing international cruise terminal at Mumbai, Goa, Cochin, Mangalore, and Chennai. Visakhapatnam and Kolkata ports have also the same facility for cruise. Guarantee berth, uniform single rate, online and on-arrival visa, biometric exemption of e-visa for 3 years, single e-landing card valid for all ports, cabotage, viewers, etc. are already implemented. I would like to highlight how Minister of Shipping has rationalized tariff rates for the cruise vessels recently. The net effect of the rate relaxations would be an immediate reduction in port charges ranging from 60% to 70%, which will give a substantial relief of the cruise industries in India. In line with the government policy to support the economy in COVID-19 pandemic situations, tariff rates for cruise vessels have been reduced as per industry's demand. The port charges for a cruise ship to be charged at 0.85 US dollar per GRT instead of now 0.35 US dollar of current rates. For first 12 hours stay and $5 per passenger, the port will not charge any other rate like berth hire, port dues, pilotage, and passenger fees, etc. For the period of exceeding 12 hours stay, the fixed charge on cruise will be equal to the berth hire charges payable as per SOR with 40% discount as applicable for cruise ships. Further, cruise ships making 1 to 50 calls per year to get 12% rebate, 51 to 100 calls per year to get 12% rebate, and above 100 call per year to get 30% rebate. The above rationalized tariff shall be immediately effect for a period of 1 year, with a view to provide support of the cruise shipping business, which was adversely affected due to the COVID-19 pandemic. These rationalizations would also help to ensure that cruise calls at Indian port do not dry up completely. This decision is the result of the effort being made by the Ministry of Shipping to convert the vision of Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji in reality by putting India on the map of global cruise market, both for ocean and river cruise. I wish the very first e-exhibition after this COVID situations, SATTE GenX, may play a vital role to revive the cruise tourism. Thank you. Thank you to all.
Thank you so much, Mandaviya ji, for your guidance. And now we request our most dynamic and distinguished guest, Shri Prahlad Singh Patel ji, Union Minister for State, Tourism, Government of India, a 4-time Member of Parliament. Mr. Patel was a member of several committees in the previous Narendra Modi government, like Committee on Public Undertaking, Committee on Government Assurance, Member Standing Committee on Rural Development. Under his dynamic leadership, India's tourism sector has gone through a paradigm shift. Mr. Patel has initiated a slew of innovative measures to make India the most sought-after destination on the global tourism map. May I now request Shri Patel ji to address the August gathering.
सभी को नमस्कार। स्टेट जेनेक्स दक्षिण देशों के महत्वपूर्ण पर्यटन प्रदर्शनी का ये जो सराहनीय प्रयास है, इस बात के लिए मैं आप सबका पहले हृदय से आपको बधाई देता हूँ, शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। इस अवसर पर भारत सरकार के हमारे जहाजरानी मंत्री स्वतंत्र प्रभार है आदरणीय मनसुख भाई मांडविया जी, मैं दिन दोनों हमारे अतिथि मित्रों की बात सुन रहा था। मिनिस्टर ऑफ टूरिज्म ग्रीस एक्सीलेंसी हैरिस थियोहारिस जी, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ टूरिज्म मालदीव एक्सीलेंसी अब्दुल्ला मौसूम जी, हमारे मिस्टर योगेश जी, ज्योति मयाल जी और बेजबरुआ साहब, बाकी जो लोग मेरी बात सुन रहे हैं उन सबके प्रति भी मैं अपना धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूं। हम सब जानते हैं कि ये जो कोर्सेस है, वर्चुअल कोर्सेस है, ये वास्तव में कोविड-19 के बाद को लेकर एक नए सिरे से हमें अपना जीवन दुनिया के सामने प्रस्तुत करना है, उसकी एक कोशिश है। इस बात के लिए मैं सभी संगठन के लोगों को हृदय से धन्यवाद करता हूँ। मैं विशेष तौर पर थाईलैंड, इंडोनेशिया, सऊदी अरबिया, मालदीव, मॉरिशस, दुबई, बंगाल, ग्रीस, जो इस प्रदर्शनी में भाग लेने वाले देश है, उनके प्रति भी धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। जो कंपनियां हैं, चाहे मेक माई ट्रिप हो या जो भी ऑनलाइन गेम्स गाइडलाइंस टेबल्स जैसी कंपनियां हैं जिसमें इसमें हिस्सेदारी की है, मैं उनको भी बधाई देता हूं। मुझे इस बात की भी खुशी है कि 75 बड़े और छोटी कंपनियों ने इसमें हिस्सेदारी की है और भारतीय पर्यटन उद्योग के पुनर्जीवन की तरफ से एक अच्छा कदम मैं इसे मानता हूं। साथ ही भारत सरकार के पोत परिवहन मंत्रालय के क्रूज पवेलियन के साथ इसमें जो हिस्सा ले रही है, इसके लिए मैं मांडविया जी और उनके मंत्रालय का भी हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। दुनिया भर में पर्यटन उद्योग विचारों और विश्वासों के एक बड़े परिवर्तन से गुजर रहा है। हम सबके सामने चुनौतियां हैं और इस विनाशकारी परिस्थिति में हम अपना रास्ता कैसे निकालें, इस बात के लिए ये कोशिश सबसे महत्वपूर्ण कोशिश है। मैंने बीच के दौर में कोशिश की थी कि जितने भी हमारे स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं उनसे लगातार हम अपने ढंग से बातें करते रहे, उनके सुझाव लेते रहे और संबंधित मंत्रालयों को हम भेजते रहे। महामारी की इस स्थिति में भारत सरकार का दृष्टिकोण और उसकी कार्यवाही उसने दुनिया के स्तर पर मान्यता प्राप्त की है। हमने फंसे हुए अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पर्यटकों की हर संभव मदद के लिए स्टैंड इन इंडिया कॉम वेबसाइट के माध्यम से उनको मदद पहुंचाई थी। वैश्विक स्तर पर कई देशों ने अपने घरेलू पर्यटन पर ध्यान केंद्रित करके अर्थव्यवस्था को सुदृढ़ किया है। हमारे सामने भी 2008 में एक परिस्थिति आई थी। उस समय भी हमने अपने घरेलू पर्यटन को लेकर जो अपनी सामर्थ्य थी भारत की, उसको प्रूव किया था। आज दूसरी बार फिर हम सभी स्टेक होल्डर्स मिलकर अपने भारत की इस विभिन्नताओं के आधार पर हम अपने घरेलू पर्यटन की सामर्थ्य को दुनिया के सामने प्रस्तुत कर रहे हैं। मैं अपने दूरदर्शी प्रधानमंत्री जी के उस बयान का उल्लेख करना चाहता हूं, जब 2019 में स्वतंत्रता दिवस के संबोधन में उन्होंने कहा था कि 2022 तक कम से कम 15 स्थानीय पर्यटक स्थलों तक भारत के पर्यटकों को जाना चाहिए। ये मैं मानता हूं उस समय कोविड नहीं था। हमारे दूरदर्शी प्रधानमंत्री की ये दूरदर्शिता थी जिन्होंने ये संकेत बड़े साफ किए थे। हम अगर मैं देखता हूं कि देखो अपना देश अभियान जब हमने शुरू किया, चाहे वो माई गाइव का प्लेटफॉर्म से हो, चाहे वर्चुअल वेबिनार की दृष्टि से हो, हमने अपने तमाम पर्यटक उत्पादों, त्योहारों, व्यंजनों आदि जैसे अभिनव प्रयोगों को घरेलू पर्यटन के ध्यान को केंद्रित किया है और दुनिया के सामने बताने की हमने कोशिश की है कि भारत एक विभिन्नताओं से भरा हुआ देश है, जहां पर वेशभूषा से लेकर खान पान तक, जलवायु से लेकर पहाड़ और जंगल तक, वो सब कुछ है जो शायद दुनिया के एक देश के पास में नहीं हो सकता। हमने ये भी कोशिश की है कि हमारे जो मंत्रालय के दिशा निर्देश है उनको प्रभावी तरीके के साथ सिस्टम फॉर द असेसमेंट अवेयरनेस एंड ट्रेनिंग फॉर हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री साथी के माध्यम से हमने अपने होटल इंडस्ट्री को भी सुरक्षित बनाने की कोशिश की है। कोविड-19 के आश्रित कार्यों के एक राष्ट्रीय डेटाबेस के निर्माण के लिए लंबे समय से एक जरूरत महसूस हो रही थी, जिसको हमने बनाने की कोशिश की है। मंत्रालय ने कोविड महामारी के उत्पन्न समस्याओं को दूर करने के लिए प्रौद्योगिकी का भरपूर उपयोग किया है। भारत में प्रमुख विश्व धरोहरों के लिए 360 डिग्री वॉक थ्रू का भी प्रावधान किया गया है, जिसकी तेजी के साथ में तैयारी चल रही है। हमारी आजादी का जब 75 वर्ष होगा तो देश के वो 75 स्थान जो हमारे बड़े राष्ट्रीय और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्मारक होंगे, वहां पर वो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सारी सुविधाएं उपलब्ध होगी, जिसके लिए भारत पूरी तरह से तैयार है और देश और दुनिया के लोग उसे देख पाएंगे। डिजिटल मीडिया का उपयोग पूरी तरह से पर्यटन स्थलों और गतिविधियों के बारे में जागरूकता फैलाने के लिए किया जाएगा। स्थिति सामान्य होने पर उन्हें अपनी यात्राओं के लिए तैयार करने के लिए लोगों को शामिल किया जाएगा। अतुल्य भारत वेब पोर्टल, मोबाइल ऐप को सामग्री और पर्यटक अनुकूल सुविधाओं के साथ समृद्ध किया जा रहा है, जो उच्च स्तर की व्यक्तिगत पेशकश करता है। पर्यटन मंत्रालय ने अतुल्य भारत टूरिस्ट फैसिलिटर प्रमाणन कार्यक्रम शुरू किया है। गाइड के अलावा हमारे हर छोटे स्थान पर भी अनेक भाषाओं में, खासकर यूएन की भाषाओं में, हमारे उन दक्षिण एशियाई देशों की भाषाओं की दृष्टि से हमारे गाइड प्रशिक्षित हों और बेहतर तैयारी के साथ वो जुड़ सके, वो तैयारी हमने की है। यात्रा और पर्यटन कई कारकों का एक कारण है और इस प्रकार हम अभी भी स्थिर रहने की स्थिति में हैं। भारत अभी अनलॉक चरण में है। भारत सरकार ने आत्मनिर्भर भारत पैकेज की घोषणा की है, जो मुख्य रूप से अर्थव्यवस्था को पुनर्जीवित करने पर लक्षित है। यात्रा शुरू करने के लिए अर्थव्यवस्था का पुनरुद्धार महत्वपूर्ण है। आत्मनिर्भर पैकेज में एमएसएमई सहित व्यवसायों के लिए संपार्श्विक मुक्त स्वचालित ऋण के प्रावधान है। ऋण स्थगन का समय 4 वर्ष होगा और इसमें 12 महीने की मोहलत होगी। नियोक्ता और कर्मचारी दोनों का भविष्य निधि योगदान सभी प्रतिष्ठानों के लिए प्रत्येक मौजूदा 12% से 10% तक घटा दिया गया है। एमएसएमई की परिभाषा सेवाओं के निर्माण और एमएसएमई के निर्माण और टर्नओवर के अतिरिक्त मापदंडों की शुरुआत के साथ दूर करने से अधिक समावेशी रही है। लगभग 70% पर्यटन इकाइयां एमएसएमई की श्रेणी में आती हैं। पर्यटन सेवा प्रदाताओं के बड़े हिस्से को इन प्रावधानों के तहत लाभान्वित होने की उम्मीद है। भारत सबसे आध्यात्मिक और जाति विविधता वाली भूमि है, जहाँ संस्कृति को जीवन के तरीके के रूप में परिभाषित किया गया है। पहाड़ों से लेकर नदियों तक, हरे भरे खेतों से मरुस्थल तक, खाने के त्योहार और कला से लेकर वास्तुकला तक, यह सभी दुनिया का ध्यान आकर्षित करते हैं। हमारा संगीत आत्मा को संतुष्टि देता है। हमारे पास सब है, एक विशाल खजाने के रूप में एक उज्ज्वल दृष्टिकोण बनाता है और हमें वैश्विक बिरादरी में विशिष्ट रूप से हमारे कद को बढ़ाता है। अंत में मैं पर्यटन उद्योग के सभी हितधारकों से आग्रह करूंगा कि पर्यटन को जिम्मेदार और अधिक सतत बनाने के लिए पर्यटन के क्षेत्र में अपना इसी प्रकार ऊर्जावान सहयोग देते रहें। मैं आपका हृदय से अभिनंदन करता हूं। इस विपरीत परिस्थितियों में भी हमारे स्टेक होल्डर का जो जज्बा था वो सैल्यूट करने के लायक है। मैं ग्रीस, मालदीव और हमारे भारत के परिवहन हमारे मंत्री माननीय मांडवीय जी का हृदय से धन्यवाद करते हुए तमाम स्टेक होल्डर्स का मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ और भविष्य के लिए शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ और भरोसा जताता हूँ कि भारत अपनी विभिन्नताओं के आधार पर हम अपने स्थानीय पर्यटन को मजबूत करने में सफल होंगे। बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। भारत माता की जय।
Thank you so much, Sri Patel ji, for your guidance and for leading the India tourism from the forefront despite challenges. As we move towards the final leg of the ceremony, I would now like to invite Ms. Pallavi Mehra, Group Director and Publisher, Informa Markets India, to deliver the vote of thanks.
आदरणीय श्री प्रहलाद सिंह पटेल जी, श्री मनसुख मंडाविया जी, respected Mr. Abdulla Mausoom, Mr. Theoharis, Mr. MP Bezbaruah, Ms. Jyoti Mayal, Mr. Maneck Dawar, Mr. Subhash Goyal, Mr. Mudras, dignitaries, His and Her Excellencies, exhibitors, and buyers from India and overseas, distinguished invitees and guests, respected friends, delegates from media, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of SATTE GenX, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all dignitaries and industry for extending their support to our event, taking time out of their busy schedule to be here at this inaugural ceremony. I'm exceedingly grateful to Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Shipping, SEPC from Government of India, our Travel and Tourism Associations, IATO, SCOL Asia, PATA, TAFI, ADTOI, ETA, OTOAI, ICPB, IAAI, IGTA, NEMA, and HINE, airlines, hotel chains, cruise liners, individual tourism products, national tourist offices, our media partners for their support to this new endeavor called SATTE GenX. I would also like to take a moment to say a big thank you to all our participants and furthermore our supporting partners, Indonesia, Thailand, Mauritius, Maldives, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Bangladesh, Germany, Fiji, Utah from US, Greece, Make My Trip, Travel Boutique Online, Somathiram, Guideline Travel, and all our exhibitors. Last but in no way least, I would like to extend my gratitude to Informa Markets India management and my team, SATTE, whose tireless efforts have made this show possible. It gives me immense pleasure to inform you that we have rescheduled SATTE 2021, our physical show, for March 24 to 26, 2021 at India Expo Mart, Greater Noida. I request you all to please block your dates for it. Thank you once again. Please take care, stay safe.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mehra. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of all dignitaries present with us today. I would also like to announce that SATTE GenX conference begins in a few moments on the same conference area. We wish you all great business as SATTE GenX. With this, we come to the end of our inaugural ceremony. Please enjoy 2 days of networking and conferences. This is Akshay Kumar signing off. Thank you so much.